It is a brand new school year, and I'm taking you guys along with me as I do my classroom setup. I am in my 12th year of teaching, my 4th year in this classroom, so not a lot is changing. I made some small improvements for organization and classroom management, and just little things that needed to be fixed for the new school year. Let's go see how I set up this classroom, and next week I'll be sharing a full YouTube tour, so stay tuned. My floors are freshly waxed and everything comes out of the classroom when they do that and then put back in. Typically it's put back together for me, but we are short custodians and I told them I would put it back myself because I am antsy to get it all back together quickly because we've only got 1 week until we go back as teachers, and I just like everything done as quickly as I can because I don't want to be overwhelmed going back. But this is what my classroom looked like coming back into it. Of course, I've got that classroom map because usually they do put it back together and they work so hard over summer break, y'all. Give your custodians a special thank you because they are miracle workers and they do such hard work over the summer break while we are enjoying and resting. All right, so the first thing I do whenever I'm setting back up my classroom is only focus on the layout, none of the crazy stuff that's all piled up. I just do my desks, chairs, bookcases, stuff like that. And I also make a classroom map on my whiteboard right here because I can't ever remember which chairs go where, and all of mine are numbered, so that kind of helps. But you can see the only thing I've done so far is just the layout, and this makes me go from overwhelmed to at least a little bit more manageable. So that's step one, check. In another episode of I'm the World's Worst Vlogger slash YouTuber, I actually came back on day one for another 3 hours and got everything off of the cabinets and put away because I realized I had a doctor's appointment and I couldn't do that when I wanted to. So anyways, I went to Walmart for a couple things that I needed. This is a rug pad for this rug. I reuse this rug every year. Yes, is it falling apart? But this is like a skid-proof thing and it keeps students from falling over on it. Tell me how I know I need that. I bought some zip ties. These are the giant ones I buy at Walmart. And I zip tie my group desks together because they move and students love to move my desks and I like them to stay exactly where they are. So I zip tied them together at the beginning of the school year. Highly recommend. I bought this because I have lots of stuff that needs to be plugged in, and my students always need open outlets because they always need Chromebook chargers. All right, so one thing I do every single solitary school year is, you can see right here where they were in the past, I put these zip ties from Walmart. You can also do this, but these take 2, and this is what I prefer, but they were out. So this is leftover from last school year. I zip tie my desks together like this. It sounds a little bit much, but to be honest, I like my desks exactly where I put them, and students love to fidget, to move desks around, and create extra work for me, because every day I come in, I have to readjust them. When I put them like this with the zip ties, make sure to pull them really tight, but I'm gonna do all of the locations around the desk before I tighten them the final time. This is just such an easy way to keep them where they're supposed to be because it has to move as a group. So you're gonna have a lot less shifting throughout the school year, which means that your classroom is how you intended it to be. So let's do the others. It's much harder to move. And all of these little things add up throughout the school year because these are things I have time for now that during the school year, I'm like, nah, next school year. And all of that time that you save having to adjust your classroom and create these systems up front is gonna be well worth the time and investment. I'm not sure what day of classroom setup it is. I think it's 4. It's Saturday. And this is the only thing saving me because a lot of people may not know this, but a lot of schools don't have like the same air conditioning settings during the weekend or summer break. So the air comes on, but it's not airing enough for me. So this fan, it's like I do one task on my to-do list and then I have to take a fan break. So I cool down my core temperature because once I start sweating, there's no coming back from it. Is y'all school like that? Do you have the ability to change your air conditioning and do it over the summer or no? All right, our to-do list is getting smaller. One of my favorite things is crossing things off the list. I've been putting this off because this table is super heavy, but this is my gold medal table, like outstanding student area where they get like to come here each week and bring friends. And I love it, but this always scuffs the floor because these pull out and some of the furniture cushions have fallen off. I bought these at like Walmart, Amazon, Costco, but I have them on all of my furniture, which keeps the floors looking nicer. So I'm gonna attempt to reattach these, but I need to turn this over on its side. So I'm filming this, so it could be my last video ever, but hopefully not. Oh Lord, don't crush me. Ugh. The things we do for our freshly waxed floors. Look how heavy this is. I shared this on Instagram, but y'all are here on YouTube. These cordless hot glue guns are incredible. And most of the things that I'm using in my classroom are in my Amazon storefront. I'm gonna do a classroom tour, but probably next week or whenever I recover from school starting back. These come in all different shapes and sizes, but you will be glad you put them on throughout the school year because otherwise my floors are just awful. Ow, ow, ow. Every time. I need to start wearing gloves, you know? These furniture pads not only are gonna help protect your classroom floors from getting scuffed, but if you rearrange your classroom a lot, want to move things around, pack up at the end of the school year, I can literally slide stuff across these floors because of the furniture pads. So that alone is worth every penny. Well, they're not expensive, but I really just like the floors not getting completely destroyed on week one after we spent the whole summer trying to make them look pretty. I'm glad I didn't get crushed by the table because I'm sure workman's comp wouldn't cover that. Now, I didn't do this in my first years of teachings. So remember, like if you're a new teacher, like just do the things that you need to do and have to do, like learning your students' names, learning your content, stuff like that. None of this stuff is super important. It's just stuff that's made my life easier as time goes on. And every year I'm just kind of adding little new things so I don't have to set up an entire classroom. When I did, I was so overwhelmed. So each year you kind of learn and you have less and less to do, which is really nice because being a new teacher or in a new classroom or new content area can be very overwhelming. So don't be too hard on yourself or make yourself set these unrealistic expectations. Let's see if we can get it flipped back over. All right, so the true test is that this can't be close enough that students can lean easily because they break everything on here. That is something I'm sure of. All right, one came off, so I'm gonna fix that, but I survived. All right, let's see if this actually works and keeps my floors looking like this. As I was just editing this video, I realized I did not show you guys what I was doing over here. I have all of my extra assignments organized in these 30 slot mailboxes. So when a student is absent, all of the extra copies go there and students know to come get it from there. Now, before last school year, I had 2 turn-in baskets. I teach 2 segments of 6th grade gifted earth science and 2 segments of 7th grade gifted life science. Now, I just have 1 basket. Life science over here, earth science over here. The problem with that is that constantly I have to take papers out and organize by class period. That takes forever. The other thing that really bothered me is when students have late work, I'm going to grade that a lot quicker because I want to make sure it goes in. Their parents are going to be emailing. They're looking to see if the grade's updated. and I want a specific place for late work. And I also wanted a specific place that I can put no names so students can come when they do have a missing assignment to see if maybe they just didn't put their name on it. So I ordered these clear acrylic bins or stackers or whatever you call from Amazon, and I've hot glued them together. And then you can see right here, we've got earth science. I keep this red so that way there's a difference in color. I've got second and third period, and we're gonna turn in work here at the top. I'm going to have them put late work right here in the second one, so I can pull that out easily and enter those grades. And then the no names will go back in here so they can see if they accidentally forgot their name. And before, I just didn't have a really good way to organize that. And now I feel better about that system in place. So that's one of my favorite additions so far. And I think it's gonna really help stay organized and keep students organized and improve my grading methods. Okay, another thing that I did not film for YouTube, and it's too late, I filmed it for Instagram, TikTok, or whatever, is I redid this bulletin board. It was the contact paper with the science wooden letters. I have word walls. I absolutely love my word walls. I created them, so I'm biased, but I really did not think that it would be as useful for students or that they would utilize it as much, even though I wanted them to. They use it all the time. It is such a great visual. It's even a great visual for me as a teacher because I teach 2 classes, and from year to year, I'll be like, oh yeah, tectonic plates, I've got them right here. I'm a visual learner. Students can be visual learners. So word walls are really important. They used to be over here on my whiteboard, but the problem with that is they put my smartboard in the middle and it took up all of the space that I would use if I ever need to do notes on the board. And I don't do that often, but there are times that I really do need to do that. So I want these word walls over here, focal point, and for students to be able to access them, and also for us to have that space freed up. So this is a magnetic white dry erase board that has adhesive on the back. Now, it looks great now that it's done, but in the video I created, there were wrinkles. It was really hard to get up there, but it did stick, and I added some staples, which is why there is the border inside now. So I love, love, love this addition. And I just realized I didn't film it for you. And of course, I've got that whiteboard and my LED lights and everything you see linked as well. One other thing that I'm about to finish setting up is this Lettuce Grow Tower. This isn't an ad or sponsored. They did send it to me for free, but the reason I share that is they have a raffle. I'll put that in the comments or description down below, and they give away one of these to a deserving teacher every day. It's an aquaponic tower, and these are the seedlings that I just bought. I love it because we'll grow herbs and lettuce and vegetables, and our guinea pigs will eat some of that, but it's also a great tie-in to life science, sustainability, photosynthesis, plant cells, all the things. But don't forget, you can get your Lettuce Grow Tower or fill out the raffle form and see if you can get one for your classroom because it's really fun. Next week, I'll be sharing a full YouTube tour. Don't forget, you can find everything in my Amazon storefront or Like to Know It and on Teachers Pay Teachers. Follow me on social media. I go by Cook in the Classroom with underscores everywhere on the internet. And don't forget to like and subscribe because I'll be back next weekend with a full tour and linking all the items you see here and more. Until next time, happy teaching, and I'll see you in the classroom.